Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Lucy, the Eternity She Wished For. This is part 7, and this is just after the big philosophical discussion on whether Lucy feels human or not. I headed to school with my mind in a haze of confusion. My emotions were in turmoil. The shrill noise of the lunchtime bell rings in the distance. Immediately, the classroom begins to bustle with excitement. As soon as the teacher leaves the room, Dr. Gears turns to face me. You brought some bread, right? Come on, let's go together. He stands up and offers to go to the cafeteria with me, even though he already has his own lunch. He's a good guy. However, I had no reason to go to the cafeteria today. Oh, today's fine. What do you mean it's fine? You're not planning to get anything? Nope, not today. Don't tell me that you're going on a diet. You're not gonna grow if you starve yourself at this age, you know? No, what I'm saying is that I don't need to buy anything. With that said, I quietly take out a lunchbox and place it on top of my desk. What? Dr. Gears stares at the lunchbox in astonishment. I remove the lid to reveal its contents. The food inside looks scrumptious. It's giving off a pleasant scent. The presentation is excellent. I noticed that the menu is different from what I'd eaten for breakfast. She could have just packed up the leftovers and saved herself the trouble of making something new. Does she think that I'll be pleased about this? Well, to be honest, I am a little happy. What the heck is this? Looks like just like a lunchbox. It doesn't look like a lunchbox. It is one. What is going on? You couldn't have possibly made it yourself. Was it your mother? Wrong. If my new mother had actually paid that much attention to me, I could have probably grown up to be a normal human being. Yeah, I didn't think so. Then who? Could it be that you? He's pretty sharp. He seems to understand right away that it was my android who had packed my lunch. As expected from a close friend of mine. What you're thinking about is probably correct. Wow, nice going, man. Well, I don't think it's really something to be congratulated for. So, how many days has it been? Huh? It better not be that chick from the other class who made you this lunch. If it's really her, it's gonna be over between us, you know. At this point, I realized that we weren't on the same page. With a disappointed look, I burst his bubble. Actually, this lunch is from my android. I've told you about this, right? That I picked it up yesterday? Oh, really? I knew it. Dr. Gears collapses onto his chair like a deflated balloon. He gives me a look of disapproval. Well, he was the one getting ahead of himself. Putting on a face that seemed to read, "What was I expecting from this guy?" Dr. Gears continues. I have to admit, it really was stupid of me. To think that such a big pessimist like you could ever come close to scoring a girlfriend. Yeah, my bad indeed. I feel a sudden rush of blood to my head. I don't appreciate you talking like a big shot when you've always been single yourself. I'm just taking my time to find the perfect match. A sad excuse from an undesirable mate. Ooh, laying down the savagery. Oof. I decide to taunt him a little more. But think about it. Do you really think you'll ever find someone willing to accept your weird little hobbies? How about you try again after wiping off all that robot grease? You bastard! Talking smack just because I look like a little nerdy. If you really think it's all about the looks, you'll regret it someday. I hope good-looking guys like you die alone. Maybe I went a little too far there. But a girlfriend, huh? I've never really thought about getting one. After a bit of thinking, I make a light retort. I don't care. It's not like I'll have any trouble living without one. Oh, you sure that's the case? You shouldn't lie to yourself. I'm serious. I'll eventually get married, so what's the rush? Wow, there's a limit to being carefree, you know? You're actually never getting a girlfriend until you die. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Come on, let's be a little more honest with ourselves. Don't you at least have a couple girls that you're interested in? The ones at our school are mostly pretty cute, after all. Someone I'm interested in, huh? Who do I enjoy being around with? I don't manage to come up with an answer. It's because I've never cared for something like that. But if I were to think of a particular person... Aw, how adorable. I don't have anyone like that. You sure? Definitely. It's suspicious how you suddenly went quiet for a bit, though. You're imagining things. I'm just guessing here, but... Could it be that you actually have someone that you like? I'm telling you, I don't have anyone. Surely you can't be interested in... My body suddenly tenses up. It'd be troublesome to cause any misunderstandings. I try to quiet him down. Hey, what are you talking... Me? My mind goes numb for a while. Let me make myself clear that I'm not interested in that sort of stuff. Well, if you were with me, we'd look hot enough to make all the girls go crazy. But I only like women. I hope you understand. You'd better not be thinking about debuting as a BL character without getting a surgery first. If you were in a video game, you'd be one of the most hated characters who would reduce sales by 80% the moment you show your face. Oof. That's not true. People call me handsome all the time. Sure they do. Who exactly are we talking about? Mom and Dad? And my sister? I start to feel sorry for making fun of him. Anyway, why are we talking about my looks in the first place? Don't change the subject. We were discussing how you're going to spend the rest of your life alone. Oh, is that so? What I'm trying to say is that you should build up some experience in dating. I'm not the one to talk for others, but you're a decent looking guy and you never talk to girls. Why don't you get some practice in? Practice? Does it really interest me? I take a look at some of the girls near me. They're busily chattering away with their desks put together. The topic of their conversation had nothing that I could relate to. Apart from that, it's something that I wouldn't want to waste my time talking about. You try listening in too. How good looking this guy is, which couples are breaking up, who's getting rejected, how good these makeups are, how nice these clothes are. Do you really think you'll be able to join in? Ugh. He groans loudly. Who turned up the difficulty setting? See? Of course you can't, since all you ever think about are your dumb robots. How dare you? If I wanted to, I'm no different. What did you say? I said I'm no different from you. I wouldn't be able to talk to them either. The high-pitched voices of the girls across the room invade my ear canals. They make my head hurt. One day I'll also succumb to the reproductive instincts in our DNA and get myself one of those high-frequency wave-emitting creatures to live together. Because that's just how life works. It can't be helped. My body wouldn't be able to resist the temptation. There's no point in forcing myself to do something that I have no interest in at this very moment, right? However late it is, I don't mind, since I'm currently enjoying my independence. You really are something, you know? I don't know exactly what's going on in your head, but it's definitely not normal. Like the way you make enemies out of girls just so you can sound a bit like a hipster. Shut up. That's just who I am. In an attempt to change the subject, I shoot him a question seemingly out of nowhere. It's actually something I've been meaning to ask, though. Putting that aside, I want you to tell me something. Huh? What do you think about androids in general? Where did this come from all of a sudden? Just answer me. What do you think about androids? I just wanted to hear what a robot expert had to say. Androids, huh? They're convenient, aren't they? They make our lives easier, they just need electricity to run, and don't need to be paid a salary. They don't make any mistakes, they're friendly, the female models are pretty cute. I agree. Except for the last one. But that wasn't the kind of answer I was hoping to hear. I asked him a more specific question. Do you believe that androids have feelings? What? Androids. Do you believe that they have feelings? I wanted to hear the thoughts of someone with a great appreciation for androids. He's had extensive experience with a variety of models, being an avid user as well. So it's a safe bet that he'd know a bit more about them than I would. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what kind of answer I'm expecting from him. I don't know if his thoughts will affect the way I feel, but I still want to hear what he has to say. After taking a while to think, he lays it on me with a straight face. Androids don't have any feelings. They don't? That's what I said. They don't. Yeah, you're right. It was obvious that what he was going to say. But I don't feel satisfied. How could this be? Maybe I was hoping for a different answer. What's the matter? Asking such a weird question is all. It's nothing. I just suddenly got curious, that's it. Dr. Gears is giving me a confused look. I've told you this already, right? Androids are great, but you shouldn't get too attached to them. I have a feeling it might happen to you, since you don't have any experience with androids in the first place. Come on, I'm being serious. Do you know why some people get so attached to androids? Why is that? It's because they want to escape from this place. I had no idea what he meant by this place. I have no choice but to ask him again. What do you mean? In short, they want to escape reality. It's related to how fantasy movies achieve higher sales during economic depression. It's also why realistic romance movies have a hard time getting themselves into mainstream media. People can momentarily escape reality by watching fantasy movies. Romance movies need to include something glamorous or exciting in order to appeal to the audience. Not a lot of people would be willing to pay to watch something realistic, because it'd be too bland. Do you get what I mean? Androids are like drugs. They can take care of everything you need, and you can also have a conversation with them. No matter how coldly you treat one, they will always respond with a smile. But this is where a number of people get delusional. Androids are caring. Androids are kind. This is what those people believe in. But androids aren't human. They don't have any feelings. They don't actually listen to your sob stories, nor do they understand how you feel. They only pretend to. It's nice to have someone that cares about you and listens to every word you say. But these people aren't facing reality. Just like how fantasy movies aren't real. So you should never get attached to them. Much like drugs. These people are merely running away from this cruel world in order to take refuge in the kindness of androids. I felt I needed to make this clear to you. Androids don't have any feelings. His words continued to linger in my mind until the end of school. I quietly repeat those words on my way home. Countless thoughts enter and leave my mind. I find them to be mostly meaningless. I try to shut off my brain, but it's not so easy. I continue to walk in silence while staring at the pavement. Just like I always do. That's why I failed to notice her presence. I hear a familiar voice.
おかえりなさいませ。今日はいかがでしたか?
It was Lucy's voice. I lift my head. I realize that I'm home already. and Lucy is standing at the door, smiling at me. You... Why are you out here?
マスターのお迎えですよ。今日はどんな一日でしたか？
You know what I just realized? I switched the voices to Japanese, even though this is a Korean visual novel. And I'm a big advocate for having the original voices to get that original feeling. Maybe I'm just a weeb. Like, that's the only conclusion I can come to.
マスター？
I must have zoned out for a moment. I quickly recollect myself. Oh, it wasn't too bad.
そうですか。それは良かったです。マスター？マスター？
What is it?
なぜそんなにぼーっとされているのですか？学校で何かありましたか？
No. I was just a little surprised.
びっくりですか？
Yeah.
何にびっくりされたんですか？
She looks at me calmly. I couldn't help but open my mouth when I meet her gaze. About the fact that someone was actually waiting for me at home. Because that's never happened to me before. The house always used to be empty on my way home from school. That's why I was surprised. It's nothing special.
マスター、
What is it?
学校から帰ってきても家に誰もいないというのは寂しかったですか？
No, not really.
迎えに出てくれる人がいなくて悲しかったですか？
I'm telling you, I wasn't. The android standing before me remained silent for a while. Without saying a single word, she continues to stare into my eyes. I feel uncomfortable. It feels like I've told her too much. The silence continues. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't delve any deeper. Instead, she softly takes my arm and begins to lead me towards the door.
今日は少し肌寒いですね。さあ、家の中に入りましょう。
Okay.
あ、そうだ。その前に一つ命令してください。
An order? What kind of order? Lucy reveals an angelic smile.
ルーシーがこれからも毎日マスターの帰りを迎えるよう命令してください。そうすればルーシーはいつ何があってもこうしてマスターを外でお迎えします。
Giving an order to a robot is the same as giving it a leash. And that is what Lucy was willing to do for me. She was willing to trade away a bit of her freedom in order to make me happy. I guess this is her own special way of being kind. Just go ahead and do as you please. It's not like I'll hate it.
かしこまりました、マスター。
Ah! Brought up the menu by accident. But...
でも
But it's not an order.
命令じゃないと言いますと？
No. This is just a request. I'm not forcing you to do it. So if you don't want to, you don't need to. It doesn't matter. Lucy doesn't say anything. Instead, she responds with a smile. A smile and a small nod. All the while being led inside by Lucy, my head continues to spin. Her kind eyes full of sympathy. The comforting warmth rising from her hands. Her cautious gestures full of consideration. They're all part of someone's programming. They're not genuine. But at this very moment, I tell myself that maybe it doesn't matter so much. Even though her thoughts and actions may not be real. At the very least, she was giving me the happiness that I've been missing in my life. That's why I decided to skip over the small details from now. Every time these 3 laws of robotics come up, I keep thinking about that slap, and I keep wondering if that constitutes harm, and I keep wondering if Lucy broke the laws of robotics. I know I've mentioned it before, but it's bugging me, and I hope it'll be addressed soon. Alright, the father came home. Let's let's save that for another part. Thank you very much for watching. That was Lucy, the Eternity She Wished For. It is a $10 visual novel available on Steam, developed by Korean developers called MVizLab. Highly recommend it. The writing is intriguing. The concepts and themes are very, philosophical and thought-provoking. I highly encourage you to check it out. I'm only able to record up to the end of October 19th, the in-game date, so after that I'll be reading on my own and experiencing the story for myself. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo.